Hey guys, I'm Isaac, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. But if you're here because you saw my last video, I want to give you a bit of an update. So, on this channel, I'm going to be doing many different types of video formats. I'm going to do some stuff that I'm inspired by, and other stuff I'm just going to do so I can put some feelers out there. You know, a dash of this, a sprinkle of here, whatever, a little shake of this. And I'm just going to see how it turns out. Because I want to find out what I personally like making more, and what gets your guys' attention. So, I'm just going to try some stuff out. So, if you like what I'm posting now, and you don't like what I'm posting later, I will probably loop back around to the part that you do like. You just gotta give it a little bit of time, okay? And it's probably gonna be inconsistent. I might make 1 or 2 type of videos, and then I might make 2 or 3 type of another video. It really just depends, because I'm not a very consistent person. I'm just not. I'm kind of all over the place. So, today we are going to do a story time video. And I kind of wanted to talk about this because this was, like, mentally significant. Now, it wasn't significant externally. There wasn't, like, a big bam and kazaa kind of event. But it definitely messed with my head. And I kind of wanted to document it. So, as a family, we had decided that we needed supplies. We needed some food to get through the next couple of weeks. And normally, you know, under any other circumstances, it wouldn't be a big deal. This wouldn't be anything. This is, oh, we gotta go to the grocery store. But this time it was different. Because this was no longer just a trip to the grocery store. This was a threat. This was something that we had to watch out for. This was now something that you had to be concerned of. Because you are now exposing yourself to something that you can't hear, that you can't see, that you can't smell, and that you can only know what's wrong after the fact. If this was like an assailant of some kind, you know, you could see him coming. You can see the knife, and you can see him running in your direction. I mean, that's a completely different thing, because you can duck and weave, and you can do all this kinds of stuff. But this is completely different, because you are absolutely helpless to this. You can run, you can avoid it as best as you can, but if it gets you, it's gonna get you. And that's probably one of the scariest feelings. Feeling helpless. And especially over something like going to the grocery store. Living my normal life has now become problematic because of something that I cannot, like, calculate my way out of. I can make specific maneuvers to try and avoid it, but other than that, I am helpless to this situation. And that scares me. So anyway, we're talking as a family. We're like, I personally have the best immune system in this house right now. So I think I should just go in there with a list and just kind of, you know, bash it out. Get everything we need, get to the cashier, and then let's get out of there. Because I did not want to expose myself for too long. And we were all going as a group, because my mom is the one that can drive. So, we're all getting into the car. And I cannot say that I was not anxious. That I was not concerned. Because I was sitting in that car. And we were going up the driveway, and as soon as we left the driveway, this little inkling in the back of my head and this little feeling in my stomach said danger. Said something's wrong now. Now I'm scared. Because when I'm sitting at home, I'm in a pretty isolated area. So I don't have to worry about things. Because if I'm at home, nobody's coming in and out. It's just me and my family, and I know what to expect. But when I go out into the wild like that, I can't expect it. What I can expect is people. But what I can't expect is if these people are contaminated and they don't know it, or if these people just are sick, period, and I could have like a contaminated or compromised immune system. And that is just as dangerous right now. So we're in the car, and as we're getting closer and closer to the store, I'm getting anxious, more and more anxious. So we finally get in there. And I'm trying to get a game plan. I'm trying to ration it out in my head. So we finally get there. And Mom hands me the list. So me and Dad go in, and we're like, just Godspeed, you know. And we kind of make it a joke. But it's really not. So we're going in there, and it started off normal. We get our little cart thing, And before I even come near it, I grabbed one of those disposable wipes that they had, and I wiped the whole thing down. I was scrubbing it up and down, and I'm like, I am not testing anything. So I get in there, and we're kind of roaming around. We're trying to figure out the list and figure out what we need and all that stuff. You know, normal stuff. But what makes this interesting is it very quickly turned into an intense situation, like psychologically, because each single person I saw in there was now perceived as a threat. It didn't matter who they were, how young they were, how old they were, what they looked like, what they were wearing. It did not matter. They were a threat to my safety because of the unknown. They could be carrying the weapon that I cannot see, and I had to be on guard every step of the way. Because if I wasn't, my life was in danger, or my parents were. And that matters to me significantly. So I'm going around the store, I'm trying to push my dad along, like saying, hey, we need to just get stuff and get out. I'm dodging and weaving. I'm literally running from people with, a full cart of groceries. I'm running from them. And I'm trying to, do this maneuver. I'm hiding up against, like, the shelves and stuff. And before I ever pull out into a section, I'm checking both ways. Because I need to know where the threat is in the ways that I can. So I'm looking around, I'm grabbing a little bit of this, grabbing some of that. And as more and more got in, I remember I got into this situation where I was starting to feel boxed in. There were some people in front of us and some people behind us, and I could not escape from that situation. Now, my dad was keeping perfectly calm. He was okay. He doesn't really like dealing with people in general, but he was definitely having a level head. And I was having one too. I wasn't being irrational in my thoughts. It was very calculated in what I was doing. There was just definitely that level of anxiousness there still, but I was still trying to be calculated and rational. So I was feeling boxed in, and I was ready to, scream. I was ready. I do not care about societal expectations at this point. I do not care, because if it's my life or yours, especially a stranger, in this moment of time, I do not care. Okay? That doesn't mean that I want anybody to die, or I want anything to happen to anybody, but if it's you or me and I don't know you, I'm gonna take care of me before I take care of you. Because I have no investment in you. I have investment in my life. Because it's something that I care about. So eventually, we got out of that situation, and I remember I was going around the store, and I heard one cough from all across the store. And I swear I was like a hunting dog on its scent. And it was just, what? Boop. I was on it. Because I was like, okay, what do we do? Because I didn't know if that cough was allergies. I didn't know if it was the virus. I didn't know if it was the flu. All I knew is that now there was an immediate problem. So we're going through, and we eventually get all of our stuff. And then we get to the cashier, and I'm ducking and weaving still behind old ladies, and I'm literally going, there was somebody who was coming straight for me down the aisle I was going for. Not necessarily straight for me as in like a provoking way, but just trying to get their groceries. But I literally went to the next aisle, went a whole empty one just to get on the backside of this person. Because I was trying to keep 6 feet away at all times, and I was not taking any chances. So we finally get to the cashier, and we're unloading stuff. And the cashier literally has this plexiglass thing in front of the register. And there was a woman behind us, and then my dad in front of us. So I was holding the cart, and I could not escape. And I was taking a back look every few seconds, because I was watching this woman's every move. Because if I saw a sniffle, if I saw a cough, I was ready to throw down. I do not care. Because me and my family are more important than a stranger's. That is 100% fact. I don't care about other people's opinions in this scenario. My family, in my perception in this case, is more important than you. Now, I know other people feel this way, and they're justified to have these feelings. And I would agree with them. You know, you got to take care of your own pack first. But this is really not a scenario where you're trying to make friends, okay? You support the people that you know, and that's it. This is not the time to be making friends. I don't care. If I don't know you, is ball. We're playing games now, okay? But we eventually started to get out of the store, we paid, and I flew out of there. I was flying. I was running to the van, because I was ready to get out of there. I didn't want to be in there 1 minute longer. And so I threw everything, me and Dad threw everything into the trunk, we get in, I put the cart back, I get another wipey, I wipe my hands and arms down, and I get back into the car. So, we're driving back home, and I'm just trying to calm down. Really just trying to calm down. So we finally pull up to the cabin. And just this relief just went all over me. Because I knew the threat was gone. And I was happy about that. Because I no longer had to be concerned about what was happening, or what was not happening, or what to expect, or what not to expect. It was all of my worries vanished. Because I knew what I was walking into. And that makes a huge difference. So, that was basically my story. And I appreciate you listening. And if you like my content, like and subscribe. Ring the bell notification, because if you don't, you won't see any of my future uploads. I forgot to say that in the last video, but definitely ring that bell if you want to see more. Now, thanks guys. Peace. Stay safe out there.